here is your weather forecast for the week of August 21st. And there are a lot of planetary patterns up above that will be reflected in the action here on Earth over the next 7 days. That is the premise of astrology. Planetary patterns, for some reason, reflect patterns in life development. And astrologers interpret planetary patterns as if they were a symbolic language that accurately describes past, present, and future experiences in space and time. Got that? Astrology is a language. I don't know why it's so accurate, but experience proves that it is. Now, on Sunday night, the moon entered Cancer, which suggests that the focus for the next 2.5 days will be on matters involving emotional, home, and family security. Monday, which is today, gets off to an exuberant start, and it's likely to be an excellent day for writers, deep thinkers, researchers, and investigative reporters. It's also the last day with the sun in fun-loving Leo, and by midnight on Tuesday, the sun will be in Virgo. What can we say about Virgo? Well, Virgo is an earth sign as opposed to fire, water, or air, and thus it's associated with material, earthly concerns. Virgo is ruled by the planet Mercury, or the god Mercury, if you're Greek or Roman and lived thousands of years ago, which is how we need to think. And thus, Virgo is also associated with an analytical approach to material concerns. And Virgos are known for being perfectionists in exacting detail. Meanwhile, Uranus, which represents disruptions to the status quo, has been demanding focus over the past several days as it slows to a virtual standstill from our perspective here on Earth and turns retrograde on Wednesday morning. Now, it's not really going to move backwards, but that's how it seems from our perspective on Earth. And the apparent dead stop in the sky is not unlike the driver of a car leaning on their horn. And with Uranus, the blaring car horn is likely to bring headlines involving revolution, accidents, aviation, wake-up calls, seismic activity, technological breakthroughs, all matters symbolized by Uranus in the language of astrology. Got that? On Thursday, we have another shift as Mercury leaves Virgo and enters Libra, which is where it's going to be off and on until the end of October. The reason it's going off and on is because on September 10th, Mercury will turn retrograde, which suggests that ideas that are generated now may be subject to review over the next couple of months. No big deal. This is just what happens. This is the rhythm that we can track following these planetary patterns. Now, an apt coping strategy for Friday is to chill out. And I say this because the moon will not be in a pattern of focus, whereas other planets are in patterns that are potentially provocative and generally disruptive. These patterns of excitation are the setup for the new moon we will have on Saturday, which will finally be focused on sorting things out in Virgo, eliminating what no longer serves. So you guys have been so enthusiastic about how these patterns are reflected in the headlines. So yesterday, Sunday, the dominating pattern was an opposition between Mercury, how we need to think, information, data, written documents, and Neptune, which in the language of astrology refers to music, confusion, ideals, fog. And so our first exhibit is the cover of the New York Times Sunday magazine. This is a picture of Willie Nelson. Here he is, a famous musician associated with his I think he, I don't think I'm making this up. I think he's known for smoking pot. If I made that up, I'm sorry, but I think he is. And here he is on the cover of the Sunday Times magazine, which is so cool because they planned this cover weeks ago, a long time ago. And here it is on a day with Mercury opposing Neptune. Here on the front page of the Sunday Times, this is a really interesting photograph. It's, I said Neptune refers to music. Mercury refers to young people in the language of astrology. And so here we have young people in Ukraine dancing. It's a surreal picture because they're surrounded by sandbags and all of the trappings they have to have because they're under attack from the Russians. So Mercury Neptune refers to the surreal and music and victimization. And here is the picture that the New York Times decided to put on the front page on this aspect. And this article over here, chaotic exit, confusion, Mercury Neptune, Trump delayed sorting. Don't you love that word? Sorting records. How Mercury in Virgo opposing Neptune is that. And just to prove that it's not just New York, here's the Maine Sunday Telegram. And they focus more on stuff that's going on in the state of Maine, not so much national and international things. But here we're looking at medical bills leave patients confused. Mercury opposing Neptune. Astrology is amazing. And that's the weather forecast for the week of August 21st. And I'm your weather gal, Elisabeth Grace. Back to you in the studio, Allison.